Oh, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the 90s Young Reeves.
Hello.
We're doing another episode today. We're going to be doing a lot of these because if I won't do them, then who will? Anyways, Reeves, what are we talking about today?
Today we're going to talk about what's to come, man. What happens after us? The future. Our legacy. Our destiny.
Our manifest destiny?
And mostly more so what happens to student media when we leave.
Oh, yeah.
But, that's kind of manifest destiny, isn't it?
Close enough to me.
Basically, one shoe fits, you put it on with the other shoe, you know what I mean?
So anyways, yes, me and Reeves are both seniors, so when we graduate, who's going to take our positions?
That's a really, really good question, actually.
Great question.
I think before we really do that, we should almost turn this into like an advertisement and talk about our positions and what we do,
Yeah, just a short little plug,
Yeah, of course. So, do you want to go first or me? I don't really care, but...
Bro, you remember whoever goes last the best, so you go.
Okay, I see how it is. So my position, my official position, the one that's going to be up for grabs, is Video Content Manager of the Russell Committee, which means I am in charge of the PCBlueTube YouTube account. It's Presbyterian College's official student-run YouTube account. So, that was embarrassing for you, wasn't it?
It was.
Basically, my job is to oversee content, ensure that there is appropriate equipment for it to be done, and I also assist in teaching how to use the equipment, how to edit, and I guess I technically don't have to also produce content, but so far I have also been like the primary person that produces content, or I'll go with other people, and I'm essentially doing a mentorship with them where I kind of oversee their productions and make sure that they're, quality.
Yeah.
I guess the best way that you would say it.
Yeah, I think that. Ooh, that's.
Oh,
that's
man.
tough,
now we both are embarrassed.
what's it like being 13 again?
Man? It happens to the best of us. We've all been there, and I'm
Brock
not
Lesnar
embarrassed.
happens to him a lot.
I'm not going to say I'm embarrassed because
You
I
are.
have a beard.
You know what I have?
What? Yep, that's a PlayStation 5. I get it. I get it. Really
right.
digging deep there.
Is that all you want to say about your position?
I'm also the person, well, it's really any of the student media leaders for each respective organization. We're the person that's in charge of doing pay requests every month to make sure that the people that do WPCX, PC, BlueTube, Figs and Thistles, and /or the Blue Stocking all get paid.
Yeah.
So go ahead. I guess it's all up on you now.
All right. Yeah.
What's your gimmick?
I'd like to, I like to go, do shows here and there.
Yeah, I do a show every now and
I
then.
like to do a show here and there. No, but really, my job mainly consists of scheduling. There's a lot of scheduling. Setting up times, days for people to do their shows. Helping people figure out what they want to do with their shows, like what kind of content they want to produce. Check requests. Meeting with Doug. Doug's a lad, so it's fun meeting with him. He's always doing something.
I feel like Doug always is up to something.
Doug is always doing something, and he's had a pretty cool life too. Yeah, I mean the medias are very simple. I mean, very similar. One's just video and one's just audio, and they usually cross over here and there too.
Yeah, that's true. A lot of student media kind of can play on to one another. I will go ahead and throw something out for anyone that's interested. The way that it actually works, like the actual way you get the gig, is like any other job. It's just an application that gets filled.
Enough food?
Yeah.
There's some left.
Oh, I'm fine, but thank you.
You gotta eat the rest of this.
I'm fine, Michelle.
Nick, did you eat enough?
Yes.
Why are y'all laughing?
We're recording right now.
Oh no.
Oh, you're fine.
Y'all want some cookies?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
That would be great.
Yes.
Sure.
All right, so I mean, I am at home right now, so I'm guest starring my mother, Doug.
Oh, are we just gonna keep that in?
Oh, we're keeping it in. We're keeping it in.
All
My
right.
mother is a guest star on the show this week. So now that y'all have got to meet Mama Young, and she's gonna make us cookies.
That you could also.
It's very
do,
Mama Young like.
That is a very Mama Young thing to do.
What were you even saying? I just like blacked out or something.
Nice. Basically, I was just saying how it's a normal application that you have to fill out.
Oh yeah, and
It'll get sent out to all students from the Russell Committee. Dr. Brent's the head of the Russell Committee,
he's
and
actually
he
giving up his
oversees
seat.
it. Is this his last year?
Yeah, his time. Well, he's not giving up his seat. He's running. His term is over.
Yeah.
I wonder who the next one's going to be.
I don't know. Me?
Ooh. Now that'd be a lit job actually. To be head of the Russell Committee.
That would be fun.
You'd be the guy with all the money.
The guy with the money bag.
You literally have more money than PC.
The guy with the money bag.
Is it PC's money or is it no? It's
No.
different.
So the Russell Committee is actually independent, which is why we're able to do separate from work study. So for anyone listening, if you don't know, our hours don't actually count into our work study limits, so that we're able to do additional work outside of the limits of what work study says that we're allowed to do, and we get paid through not third party, but it's separate funds, so that it doesn't conflict, and we're able to make more than work study would normally allow us.
Yeah. So for instance, work studies they usually pay you minimum wage, and that's all they're going to give you because PC
Per hour.
Yeah, and we can work. We got to work around that since we're not. PC's not paying us. The Russell Committee is paying us. So it was really interesting when Doug was like, "Hey, how are we paying these people?" And I was like, "It's simple, Doug. Ask Russell.
Money.
Ask Russell."
And basically because of that, like a lot of times people are limited. When I did work study before they fired me,
Well, no.
I think I was only allowed 9 hours a week, and that was like my absolute cap. So I used to do both the 9 hours a week for work study, but then on top of that, I'd run this, which is $3,000 a year broken up across the months that we're in school, and then I also produce content, which is paid. What's up?
I just got a really weird text message.
What is it? Okay. That was weird.
Isn't that weird?
That's weird.
Oh, that's so weird. Oh man, it's really just throwing off like my feng shui with this show right now.
This is just
How do I respond to this?
This is a weird show, that's for sure.
Oh man. So yeah, pretty much after our terms are up, when we graduate, people who apply, they go.
Someone's gonna get it.
Yeah, someone's gonna get it.
And that'll probably be like late-ish February that those go out, and then the process begins.
And if you really want the job, then your best way to get it is to actually start working in the media, and then get on the inside.
I'm not gonna say any names or anything, but last year we had a guy who wanted to get into BlueTube and basically applied against me, which...
Mistake number one.
I'm not saying mistake number one, I'm just saying it's... If you're the incumbent, I guess you would say, like you currently hold the position, you do have a relatively high chance of getting the position again if you apply, just because you have the experience as both a leader and with all of your responsibilities.
Yeah.
But this person, not only was he not a student media leader, he also was not involved in any of the 4 student medias.
Who was it? Just whisper it.
No.
It's not. Do you really think he's going to listen to this?
Maybe.
What is his name? What does his name rhyme with?
That's a terrible way for me to try and tell you.
How?
No, I'll tell you when we're off air. I'll
Okay.
tell you when we're off air.
It was Jake, wasn't it?
Who's Jake?
I don't know. I just guessed.
What if I would have been like,
I just said a random name.
oh, jeez. Oh, jeez, man. So, that's kind of the thing. Like, when we leave, it's going to be very interesting because I don't say this to toot our own horns, but we do produce a lot of content.
Yeah, we have been the main front runners with producing content.
So really, in terms of WPCX, PCBlueTube, and to a much smaller degree, the Blue Stocking, it'll be interesting to see just those new directions that come out. because for anyone that doesn't know, I also am a staff writer and editor for the Bluestocking newspaper, and I won't be next year.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident. I mean, a lot of my peeps have been, you were with me when I did the timesheet.
Yeah.
A lot of them were, keeping up with it. And there was a lot of people who were just doing it just to satisfy their FYE class. But I mean, no hard feelings to those people. You gotta do what you gotta do.
Oh, trust me, it's not anytime that someone produces content, regardless of if you're doing it for a class or extra credit or anything like that, we appreciate it.
Yeah,
like, we are like,
it.
Absolutely, those are the big dogs.
I mean, that's less stress off our backs. I mean, it's just very, very helpful.
Mm-hmm. It does go a long way to help when we are not the only people producing content. It is, like I said, it's not necessarily a part of our actual job descriptions to produce content, but we're kind of supposed to make sure we stay active as an organization. So sometimes that means picking up the slack if there's a lapse in videos or shows or anything like that.
Yeah. So, in other words, if people aren't doing what they're supposed to do, then it kind of falls on our shoulders to carry it.
Mm-hmm. And I will say, Brittany Adkins, who is doing the Bluestocking editor-in-chief position this year, has had that a lot more than either of us, because there's a couple of her leadership positions that are currently vacant, and they are also paid monthly. Anyone who's listening and needs a job, feel free to hit them up.
Oh, dude, we didn't even mention, if you're a student, if you're an SMS, then you get a monthly salary.
Yeah. Student media leaders make $375 a month. Just from being the student media leader. Anything else that you do, work, study, producing content in a mentoring role, anything like that is also paid. So you could make some solid money.
Yeah, it's entirely just extra.
Mm-hmm. Like, I'm paid for BlueTube, obviously. I'm paid the editor position for Bluestocking, and then any content I create for WPCX or that I make for the Bluestocking is paid on top of that.
Yeah.
So it works out pretty well.
It adds up quick, too.
It does, that's true. There's a lot of ways to make money on or around campus if you really, know what you're doing.
Yeah, and if you have the determination to actually do it.
Yeah, that's true. And sometimes that's the really hard part, is finding that kind of motivation to do it. Do you have any advice in terms of staying motivated?
It kind of boils down to how you. I mean, this is gonna get like a little like randomly deep. It's like kind of your motivation is influenced heavily on your outlook on life.
Yeah, that's true. I can agree with that.
So if you have like a negative outlook on life, then you're generally going to be less motivated to do things.
Mm-hmm.
So if you try to keep that positivity and that optimism while in school, then it'll definitely help you in the long run to stay motivated and to keep looking for different ways to, if you
secure that back.
If you really need the money,
That's the thing. And on top of that, I would also say that there is, maybe not so much in terms of staying motivated, but as a way to stay consistent and successful so that you can add up and secure that bag, having a routine that you stick by goes a long way.
Oh my God, miles.
This last semester is what really messed that up for me. Because, with COVID, every day kind of felt the same and bled together.
Yeah, and it was just, with COVID and how the class structure had changed and everything, it was so easy just to let things slip.
Yeah. And once one thing starts to slip, I have found, everything starts to slip.
It just landslides.
It's a literal avalanche.
And there's a very fine line between letting something slip and getting your stuff done.
Yeah. It's hard to do, that's for sure.
There is a very thin gray area that you tread constantly while at school.
In case anyone missed last week's episode where we talked about PC being hard, that will be available to hear on the PCBlueTube replay of it underneath TGIF podcast. And to give you guys a little, snippet, a little cheat sheet to it. It's hard because it's meant to be hard, but it's also hard because there's not really anyone that helps you to find that structure that you really need.
Yeah.
So my advice and what I'm going to go ahead and tell basically everyone who's listening, regardless of what age you are or anything like that, you got to find that structure and you got to stick to it.
Yeah.
And that's why I actually really like student media leaders, at least the ones for WPCX, PCBlueTube, and the Blue Stocking this year, have all formed the Tartan Media Connection, where we work together and we do one joint meeting where we're able to go over developments that are happening in each of our organizations.
It has also taken a ton of weight off of our shoulders because we all meet at the same time, and a lot of people are involved in our media. A lot of the same people are involved in our media, so.
And it goes a long way for those big ideas.
I think just having everyone in the room at the same time it's just very nice. It's very, very nice.
We might have had a little audio glitch there. If so, apologies. If not, ignore me.
Just ignore him in general.
Yeah, that's kind of what he does anyway. So.
So Reeves.
Yeah.
When are we gonna make that wrestling video?
That's a good question for anyone who's listening. We're currently trying to decide on doing a essentially a parody of the different types of wrestling fans that there are.
I mean, have you watched the Dude Perfect video where they're like golf stereotypes?
Yes.
Yeah, it's like,
but it's a wrestler
one. It's
one.
gonna be exactly like that.
We're just ripping them off.
Oh, well, honestly, no, we are ripping them off.
That's what we're here for.
We are. Like,
that's what we do, baby.
ain't even a question. Michael Cole.
I don't know when we'll do it, but
We should do it like Monday.
Monday?
Yeah, that's when I'll be back.
All right, we can do Monday. Yeah, Monday.
Reeves, growing up, who was your favorite wrestler?
My favorite wrestler growing up was The Undertaker.
Really? Who's your favorite wrestler now?
My favorite wrestler right now is The Undertaker.
Really? No way.
The Undertaker is awesome.
And
that's all that matters. Who?
Dude.
The Roman Reigns, I see.
Dude, he is the Roman Empire.
He is the Roman Empire. I see we're kind of taking a sidebar here.
I mean, we kind of knocked out that what would happen when we leave a lot faster than I intended to. What are we at right now?
We are currently at about 18 minutes.
Oh, we are. Okay, all right.
So
what can we do for filler?
I mean, I don't really think it's filler, but
I mean, I barely know her.
Oh my god. Would you calm down?
All right.
I don't know. Here's the thing. I'll get randomly deep, like how you got randomly deep earlier.
Okay.
PCBlueTube is largely, it is entirely a me creation.
Yeah.
Like, I am the one that I don't know the best way to say it. I got it to be a thing.
Yeah, you did. You did it. Yeah,
I did the whole application. I got it approved by the Russell Committee. I started it. I've recruited the majority of people that are currently in it. Obviously not all of them, because some of it just comes from people recruiting their friends. But a lot of it has been me. And it's kind of weird to... It's going to be weird at the end of the year to pass it off to someone else.
Oh, I understand entirely. It's like your child. Almost.
Yeah, it is. It's Grogu. You know,
Grogu, bro.
We won't get into spoilers, but you should go watch The Mandalorian.
Quick little spoiler: Mando dies.
Quick little spoiler: Frodo does not throw the ring into the fire.
Oh, does he not? I thought he did.
I think he ends up doing it, but then someone else jumps into the fire. I don't know.
I've never watched the last. I've
never watched The Last of Us.
The last of Lord of the Rings is the only one I haven't seen.
Oh, that's kind of tough. Why have you not watched it?
I don't know. It's just so because every time I want to watch it, I don't want to just sit alone by myself and watch a 4-hour movie.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
So I'm every time I have the chance to watch it, I'm with Chelsea. I'm we should watch it, and she's I'm not watching a 4-hour movie, and I'm that's a good point.
And you're oh, you got me there. You know, why not? While we're sitting here and just kind of talking to take up some time, before we leave, is there anything you want to do on WPCX or BlueTube?
The one thing I want to do is not possible. So,
which which is
Did
what?
you figure out how many people are listening?
Yeah.
It's straight up, it's not possible. Like, there's no way to do it because the streaming service we use, it doesn't have a viewer count. It doesn't. For some reason, it doesn't.
See, we know people do listen every now and then.
I know that, like, random locals just, like, tune in occasionally, and I'm like, I have no idea who any of these people are. And Doug's like, yeah, he was listening, and I'm like,
Oh, that's crazy.
cool.
So if you're listening and ever see us out and about,
Just tell me you're listening, because I have no idea.
tell us, hey.
Like, do I really
Ask
have...
us what's up.
Can I just, like, say whatever I want on here with no repercussions?
Before we leave, I've wanted to get into this before, but I want to make a Night is Young episode where we talk a lot about, like, movies, either the kind of movies that... Because we've talked before about if we were to make a movie, and I think we would do awesome.
Oh, we would make an awesome movie.
But I would also just kind of like to talk about, like, movie recommendations. I feel like we've taken a lot of classes at PC that have to do with movies.
Yeah.
So we know of a lot of movies that are not coming out, that are out. We know of a lot that are controversial. Sometimes, there's movies that everyone hates because they don't understand how good it is.
Like what?
Like The Room.
The Room is a work of art. What are you talking about?
That's what I'm saying. See, that's the thing. What people don't understand is true art, you have to think deeper on. People just want to be told what to do.
What do I do?
Chelsea, if you're listening to this in the future, you're calling him right now. Stop it.
Oh God, what do I do? She said something that her parents were being annoying. What do I do?
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Well, we're at 21 minutes. It would be a short episode, but I guess we could call it.
Okay, we could. Yeah.
Well, then it's up to you to do the outro.
All right. Thank you everyone for listening. I hope everyone has a fantastic Christmas. We're definitely gonna make another episode before Christmas, but this is just me saying I hope you have a nice Christmas. And my name is Nick.
And I'm Reeves.
And please pray to God that my fiance doesn't kill me because I just missed her call.